Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing today? I'm your boy Christian Israel, and you are tuned into the Daily Topics, which is a part of Christ and Crypto in the Morning. Guys, and we're here every single morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. live. And you can find us on all different types of other places, from Apple Podcast to Google Podcast and Spotify and Amazon. Wherever you can find a podcast, that's where you can find us. And today's topic, so we're going to focus on what is dropping tomorrow. The question is this pump in anticipation of the bill tomorrow? And we're going to look at this bill and then see what happens and see, should we be really excited about this Monday morning pump, which is rare, right? Or should we be a little about it? So, as you can see here, and I'm going to go ahead and go to big screen for you. We're not going to do too much time for you. Senator Cynthia Lummis states here in her Twitter from last week on Friday, we've been teasing it for months, but the time is almost here. A proposal to fully integrate digital assets into our financial system. Excited to finally unveil this effort next week. Stay tuned. That's now, okay? That is basically right now, and maybe over the weekend, this is what is streaming our pump. And we'll go into the details of the pump in the next section, which is called Long Sum, Short Sum. So make sure you guys watch that. We'll dive into the charts. But in the meantime, Small Cap Scientist put something together for us that I came across yesterday, and I'm like, man, I really want to read this to you guys. Good morning, Lee Lord. Good to see you, brother. Hey, Lee, I'm going to be in Galveston this weekend, and I know you're in Houston, man. I would love to see you and meet up. If you get a chance to come down to Galveston, hit me up, Lee. I would love to see you, brother. Anybody else down there in the Houston area, Houston, Galveston. I know Galveston's like 50 miles away from Houston, but in the Houston area, I will be there. Anyway, so Small Cap Scientist, one of the large, wrote this article, or little thread here, and I thought it was good. And so what I'm going to do to you guys is, first off, let's zoom in here. Let's zoom in. There we go. And I want you to be a part of this with me. Nice black background, nothing distracting. And let's see what this gentleman has to say. And he says, one of the largest pieces of crypto legislation will be introduced this Tuesday, tomorrow, June 7th. It includes definition of which coins are commodities. Are you listening? This is important. Which coins are commodities, coins considered securities, stable coins, CBDC framework, and NFT direction. So he says, let's dive into why you should be paying attention, and let's get it. All right, so this is the article. This is the tweet we just read to you. You know, we've been teasing for months. Let's see. It says, recently at Heritage Foundation hosted a panel with everyone who worked on or influenced the legislation. The biggest issue with regulation currently is U.S. leaders don't understand crypto. The video with 6,000 views was the best time investment of my week. And it says here, it was a wide-ranging discussion featuring Ted Cruz, Michael Saylor, Caitlin Long, Kevin Roberts, and Pro F. Stonge, and covered many topics beyond legislation. Watch it in its entirety. And we're not going to watch it into its entirety. Mainly because it's long, and I'll show you. See, hour and a half. But if you want it, right here, okay, right here, it's in this. Go check out the tweet by Small Cap Science, okay? And you'll get that link. But that's just a discussion there. We're not going to go over that. But basically, it hits on nearly all the largest outstanding questions across our industry. The issue is, every person on this panel, this is Small Cap Science saying this, the issue is, on this panel, everyone on this panel heavily favors Bitcoin. Its legislation is being written and introduced by a group of Bitcoin maxis. Horrendous for other layer one base points or base building. And here's another quote from BitTown at BitTown June 1st. It is very It is a very comprehensive bill. It will be filed June 7th. It includes coins that are commodities, coins that are securities, includes stable coins, exactly what we just read. Okay, so let's dive into the panel. Well, they choose everyone's favorite Dingeon as the earliest set of eyes to help with the direction. Michael, there is no second best. That's literally what he says. Michael Saylor, sell your house. Bitcoin's at $61,000. Sell your house and go all in on Bitcoin. Take every loan out you can at $61,000 and buy Bitcoin. Fast forward, Bitcoin's 50% has dumped 50%. And the price of your house has gone up. Now, I'm one that says, no, do your own research, right? I am a big time XRP guy, right? But I also tell you, do your own research and don't put anything in the market that you can't lose. That's a hard thing because sometimes you got to make money. And when you're here to make money, you lose money. It's just part of the game if you sell. But Michael Saylor, do your research on Michael Saylor. Just do your research on him. Okay? Says it's a long bill, comprehensive. We have vetted it for months. Michael Saylor was one of the first set of eyes on it because his expertise and long standing, and we want to make sure we have lots of input before we file it. Bitcoin Maxi 1. We also have Ted Cruz of Texas. A quick lesson. When China banned Bitcoin mining, Texas welcomed the miners with open arms. Electricity is cheap due to operating on a separate grid from the rest of the nation. Miners flock into the area over the past few years. I mentioned how I am going into West Texas. Cruz now has massive crypto donors that operate all proof of network in his state, keeping Bitcoin strong and alts weak, directly benefiting Texas and some of its largest donors. He states he owns Bitcoin, and everything else is outside his risk profile. Do you see this? They have gotten into the pockets of Bitcoin, and they've gotten into the Bitcoin maxis have gotten into the pockets of senators, right? Politicians. However, Ethereum maxis, consensus people, have gotten into the pockets of Wall Street and of the bankers. Bitcoin focused on the government. Ethereum focused on the bankers and Wall Street. Those two combined together are working on destroying alts. It is what it is. One of those alts is my favorite. We all know that XRP. You got XLM and Quant and VeChain and XDC. Algo. Right? Get all these other ones. But the only ones, these two, are the ones in their backpacks. Right in their backpack. Backpack. Swiper, no swiping. Okay? Swiper, no swiping. So that's an issue. Caitlin Long, who we all know who Caitlin Long is a blockchain consultant from Wyoming. Caitlin is a 22-year Wall Street vet and now the CEO of Custodia Bank. She is hoping to work with the Fed to create a Custodia over collateralized stablecoin. Slowing DeFi momentum is in her best interest. Slowing it. Then we have Senator Loomis, who has her own incentives to pump Bitcoin instead of any other L1s, layer 1s, or altcoins. At one point in the video discussing altcoins, she states, burn it all down. Bitcoin will be the phoenix that rises. That's what she says. Breaking. Senator Loomis, October 2021, 7. Buys Bitcoin up to $100,000 in largest cryptocurrency purchased by a sitting lawmaker to date. The moral of the story here is anyone outside of Bitcoin holders are in trouble in the coming weeks. The first thing they call out as being decided by the legislation is commodities versus securities. Okay, are you listening? Good morning, Satoshi Nakamoto. Good to see you, my friend. I don't know if you're female or male, but good morning. Good morning. You know what I just noticed? on here, and I'm gonna fade that out, is that we got that background in there still. Whoop, let me get rid of that. Bang, boom, bam. Okay. So the first thing they called out as being decided by legislation is commodities versus securities, which we know we're all in that right now. ETH and layer ones will fall under the blanket of securities. Uh-oh. I told you ETH was in Wall Street and in the banker's pocket, but they're not in the senator's pocket. They're not in the politicians' pockets. Right? They got into Lehman, or Bill Hinman, and Gary Gensler and SEC, but the SEC is directly connected to Wall Street and the banks. They are not directly connected to Congress. That's the Federal Reserve. Right? They're connected to Congress through bills and acts, because the Federal Reserve is not a part, just like the SEC, is really not a part of the government. It's an external. It's a very comprehensive bill. It was filed on June. It will be filed tomorrow, June 7th. It includes coins, and you just read that. Okay. If you'd like to get a head start, it says the block was able to obtain a copy of the Loomis legislation prior to next week's final copy. But the outline definition below, nearly every crypto, including ETH, are securities. Okay? Now, I don't know if anybody else is talking about this on their channel, because this is not bullish. But you know what? I'm going to share it with you. And I'm going to share it with you because this is the last, I don't think we'll be in this room. This is actually the last podcast in this room. But we have so much more coming to you. We want to build so much more that it is not possible where I am. And it's not possible where we are in crypto right now to build more. And it's because of things like that. It says here, extensive sections on stablecoin regulation and digital asset tax policy address many of the key blind spots in crypto regulation today. The bill appears to place significant aspects of the U.S. crypto industry under the auspices of the CFTC, Community Futures Trades Commission, right? Commodity Futures Trading Commission. It says here, except as otherwise provided by this section, the CFTC shall have exclusive jurisdiction over any agreement, contract, or transaction involving a contract of the sale of a digital asset that is offered, solicited, traded, executed, or otherwise dealt in interstate commerce. Perhaps crucially, the draft bill adds the term ancillary asset to the Securities Exchange Act. Namely, it defines such as an asset as an intangible asset that is offered, sold, or otherwise provided to a person in connection with the purchase and sale of a security through an arrangement or scheme that constitutes an investment contract. Well, that's interesting. Sale of a security, okay? Further, an ancillary asset may include a digital asset as defined in the section of 9801 of the Title 31 United States Code that is used to facilitate the governance of a distributed ledger technology network or decentralized autonomous organization. In conversation with the block, the sources from the industry had previously expressed concerns that the bill would label many cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin as securities. The FUD is at an all-time high. Now, I have stated that I am not sure that I've stated over and over that we could see a massive flash crash down to retest the lows. And this pump 2 weekends ago, I'm like, oh man, I'm just not, something's not right. Like I was telling the wife yesterday, all this pumping, no volume, something sketchy. And I start prepping for the show. And then I see that we have our bill that's going through tomorrow and hitting Congress. And then we pumped on the weekend after a whole bunch of 13, 14 straight days pumping in the stock market. And it just seems sketchy to me after 9 months of down movement. And it's just a little retracement. I mean, you got some things, XRP up 2.5%, Matic up 8%, FTM up 6.5%, right? But the question is, what's going to happen from here? And he says here, now let's dive into the charts. He says, I've combed through the bill, but haven't had much time to cover all 70 pages. This copy is dated March 1st, so 3 months ago. And there's been a lot of changes in that time, so something different could change. But there is bullish content that will help progress the space surrounding stablecoins regulation and the banning of CBDCs. I don't think we're going to ban central bank digital currencies. It's not happening. It's not happening. Central bank digital currencies are 100% going to be used in the central banks. They're not going to do digital. The thing is they got to be interoperable. They have to be interoperable. Interoperability, which is quant, XRP, helps that interoperability. And quant between different distributed ledger technologies, and XRP between different currencies. Anything. And he says here, charts are backing up the evidence that we are in for a rude awakening. And I feel like, because these are all charts, so what I'm going to do here, okay, these are all charts. So what I'm going to do right here is we're going to go over these charts and long sum, short sum, okay? And this is going to be one long thing. So, I haven't decided yet. Let me see here. Yeah, this is all charts. This is one long thing today. So, since we are now talking about the charts, I'm going to go ahead and long sum, short sum. So, guys, I suggest you watch the next section of this. Will be second part of this. The charts backing up the evidence of this space. So, I'm going to go ahead, and I did not plan this originally. I'm going to go ahead and close this out and go into the next section. So, I'm your boy, Christian Israel. Like, comment, subscribe. I know this was a 20-minute section, so we're going to go ahead and go on to the next one. You know what to do. Hit that like button. Let's get it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and do the thing that people do on social media. At Twitter, at TikTok, New Creation Capital. Let us know, guys. Thanks so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Later, guys.